Hey, it's Lena.
And it's Jay.
And this is the 2021 BMW 330e xDrive.
So, 7th generation. Yes, BMW has redone it, but you can still tell it's a 3 Series. And
It's
that's classic. What I really like about it. Yeah, and I like the word classic the way you used it, because it's not a classic car by any means, but you know that it still has that same shape, and you can tell it's a 3 Series. Miles away, kilometers away for our, you know, we're Canadian, miles away for our American friends. So let's quickly talk about the rims.
And the outside.
I'm not a fan of the rims. I like the color because it's black and it looks awesome. Too many spokes, a little too busy for me, but I am not everybody. I am one out of 7 billion people.
Almost 8 now.
Almost 8. So, do you like the rims?
I like the rims because they're completely blacked out. I'm a huge fan of black on black. If the car is black, the rims are black, everything's blacked out.
Right.
Sleek, sexy, beautiful.
LED fog lights, LED headlights, LED day runners, LED turn signals, LED rear lights, LED rear turn signals, LED top brake light. I am impressed. I was thinking, am I going to stumble? Am I going to stumble? Am I going to stumble? Again, internal monologue from here right to you.
Awesome.
Body shape, again, nice, clean, classic, minimal design lines, but still has that nice, elegant stance to it.
It's a BMW.
Yep.
Can't go wrong. There it is.
There it is. One word.
Oversized.
I like that it's oversized only because the rear passengers also get a little bit of light in there as well. But yeah, aside from that, the exterior,
it's
full marks for me.
Yep.
Let's quickly talk about the digital dashboard.
Yep. So it's great, fully digital. You get your speedometer. Everything is here without being fixed. It's kind of nice. It's a little bit different. I know a lot of people are taking a little bit of time to get used to it. I love it. The way that it lights up when it's dark out isn't obnoxious, isn't distracting.
Yeah, night driving in this vehicle is beautiful.
A dream.
Absolutely wonderful. Infotainment system, BMW's iDrive, one of my favorites in the industry because it is so easy to use. You can use your finger for touchscreen, or you can use the iDrive controller. So very versatile. Personally, when I drive this, I use the controller. And when you drive,
I use the touch screen, and I like that it is tilted towards me.
Someone has control issues.
I get to choose the music.
No. Everybody knows shotgun gets music choice. Driver gets to drive.
Everybody knows driver gets to choose because they are the ones driving.
We are going to talk about this when we get home.
No, we're not.
No, we are.
No. Okay.
Anyway, so this car is specifically optioned out with the wireless charger, and as far as connectivity goes, you have your obviously wireless charger, so that takes care of, let's say, her phone. There is wireless CarPlay and a USB port just in front of the wireless charger, so that takes care of me. There is a USB port in the center console, so that takes care of the middle passenger, and there are 2 USB ports on the back of the center console, which takes care of the outer 2 passengers. Outer 2 passengers? Is that it? No. You don't put those gang signs away right now.
My pinkies automatically come up. Give me
what
a
are you
cup
drinking,
of tea.
Tia? Let's quickly talk about seats before we get this on the road.
They're so comfortable.
Right?
Please, BMW, just drop them on our doorstep.
Yeah. You can drop them off at my place and I will deliver it to you.
I don't trust him. Please drop them off at my place.
You're stuck in a car with me. Whatever. No, I don't trust you. So, again, the way this car is optioned, there is lumbar support for the passenger.
Great.
And it's going slow. You can't really notice, but my seat goes down, which is, I love that. As a passenger, give me a little bit of flexibility. I know my body type isn't the same as everybody else's. I'm an average guy of average height with average weight, but I'm very particular in how I sit. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I am very little and very little, so I like to sit a little bit higher. I like having that option as a passenger to be able to go a little bit higher.
Nice.
I like having the same line of sight as the driver. Speaking of the driver's seat, it is so comfortable. I love that they have the little thigh extender.
Yep.
It's great.
Because we're all made to different shapes and sizes. And just looking at the side bolsters, it's that
Quite
big.
chunky.
Is that big? Is that? Anyways.
You have your different drive modes. Because this is a hybrid, you can go sport, hybrid, electric, and adaptive. The best kind of way to test it out for a little bit is going adaptive. It'll see what power it needs depending on how you drive. But if you do want to stay in the city, you're not driving as much, staying electric is great as well.
Yep, and it's got the regen brakes, which we'll talk about on the driving portion. On the road with the 2021 BMW 330e. So, you're in the driver's seat, so what do you got for driving impressions?
It's really good with the traction, I will say. When it picks up, you feel like you get suction cupped to the road.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And it's still a 330 or 3 Series, sorry. So you know you have those great driving dynamics.
The way that this car drives, it has that power that you know and expect from the BMW.
Exactly. And on the practical side, if you do need to avoid a collision situation or you need to accelerate a little quicker for whatever reason, you know you have all that power just beneath your right foot. There's a minimal lag. There's going to be lag for everything. Just that's how
it's a car.
Cars
it's
are.
a heavy machine, right?
Right. But it's very minimalized here. As far as sight lines for you, if you look around, well, I can see stuff. I think sight lines are great.
It is fairly clear. The A-pillar is a little bit larger because it does have the speaker also on the door.
Any final driving impressions from you before we do a split? A split, also known as a...
I will pay to see you do a split.
Nope.
I'm sure you guys would too.
Nobody would. I will pay you guys to have me not do it. Yes, I will pay you so I don't have to. But anyways, back to my point before I use the complete wrong word. I can't do it again. Any final driving impressions from you?
Yes, the steering wheel is very sturdy. It's very tight, which means you won't lose control when you are going faster because this car is a dream driving on the highway.
It is. It's so smooth, and with the electric power as well. Do you want to quickly touch on the brakes as your last point before we switch? I got the word right.
Oh my god. Accomplishment.
Don't patronize me, woman.
I'm sorry, I just saw the Xbox achievement pop up above your forehead.
What are you in sport mode? Anyways.
Apparently. The brakes are great. I find a lot of hybrids can have quite marshmallowy brakes, but these ones are very nice and grippy and reactive and great.
And you get the regen power, whether you're coasting or you actually push down. So really, really good move there, BMW. Combined output from the 2.0 liter turbo 4 for the electric motor and the gasoline motor, 288 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Interestingly, you can, if you're in sport mode, and you have your settings right, get an extra 40 horsepower for 10 seconds, and whether it's avoiding a collision situation or whatever it happens to be, know that you have the extra bit of power there. Again, only 10 seconds worth, so I'm happy it's there. I don't think it needs to be there all the time, but it is absolutely a perk of driving an plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So for me, driving impressions, there's very little noise, vibration, and harshness. And before you just come at me in the comments by saying, well, what if you're in electric mode? Of course it's not going to make a lot of noise when it's in gasoline and electric mode. It's still fairly quiet. And like Lena was saying, during her driving portion, very planted, very, very secure, and just a lot of fun to drive. And there's a reason the 3 Series is seen all over the place and on so many different parts, whether it's country roads, rural roads, downtown core, up in the suburbs where we are. So I like it. It's one of my favorite vehicles. And my all-time favorite BMW model is the 5 Series. 3 Series is a close second. I like sedans instead of SUVs.
I'm a little more expensive, and the M8 has my heart.
I think M8 has everybody's.
Especially in the British Racing Green.
Right. I know. So from your side of the vehicle, what are your thoughts as far as kind of the comfort of the seat and kind of what you see and what do you got?
It's very comfortable. Like you were mentioning earlier, I like the extra lumbar support that the passenger side has.
Right.
A lot of vehicles don't have that, but...
I know. Thanks, BMW. I know you did it just for us. Maybe not just for us, but we appreciate it.
Yes.
Thoroughly.
Yes, and the line of sight is great. I see everything that you see, and it feels great. I love this.
Yeah.
The amount of light that comes in from the top. Beautiful.
So let's close it for a second, just to see the comparison. It feels so closed in now.
Yeah.
We're done with that.
Yeah,
Opening that back up. Steering wheel, nice, big, chunky, lots of grip to it, and it feels good. The steering feel isn't quite numb. It's not full and lively as, let's say, the M8. Different animals, but a lot of comfort here. It can easily be a daily driver. I would absolutely go to, let's say, Nova Scotia in this.
Every single video, you just go further and further and further away.
I'll do the West Coast next, but for now, I would absolutely do Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Newfoundland road trip. I would do an absolute East Coast road trip. The seats are very comfortable.
Yeah.
You have that little bit of electric power, so you get the boost when you need it, and it's just a very comfortable and serene ride. And the sound system is wonderful. I I don't know which one to talk about between the digital dash, which is very clear, lights up beautifully at night, or the infotainment screen, which is so easy to use. Easier with the iDrive controller, says me, because now I'm in the driver's seat.
So it is a 40-liter fuel tank. It is 10.7.
So it's a country accent for the fuel consumption. Okay.
10.7 in the city, it is 7.9 on the highway, and that brings you to a combined total of 9.4 overall.
Not too bad?
Not too bad.
And these are just averages. You've dropped that 3 times.
I'm sorry, I sit comfortably.
Fair enough. Now, those will absolutely change. So if you are cruising, you will get to use as much of the electric range as possible. If you have more people in the car, it's going to go the other way. So fortunately, there's not a lot of weight on that side of the car. Embrace your smallness. You're small but mighty.
Grr.
All right, Katy Perry. But yeah, so fuel consumption is pretty much right in line, but it's having the potential to get as much electric range as possible. As Lynn was saying at the beginning of the video, for the different drive modes, there is sport, hybrid, electric, and adaptive. I tried to hang out in electric as much as possible, just to get the full amount of range. Range will, everything varies depending on how you drive and driving conditions. I like the heads-up display. For myself, I didn't like it in the beginning because it just took me away from looking down at the dashboard, and having been raised on vehicles without heads-up display. Are you laughing because I'm older slightly than you by like a couple of months? Anyways.
If you believe that, hit that thumbs up button.
If you don't believe it, hit that thumbs up button.
You mentioned the steering wheel is heated. The seats are as well, and they heat up very, very quickly.
Yeah, I tried to be the nice gentleman and preheat her seat, so I had it set to 3, and she got in and she's like,
my butt is burning!
So now it's, where's the temperature? It's 3.5 degrees, 3.5 degrees. It is February 28th.
Almost there. Almost there.
Yep, spring's around the corner, but a rapidly heating seat. Heated seat?
Heated?
A seat that heats rapidly. Yeah, we'll go with that.
A toaster.
Will work very well in traditional Canadian winters.
Yes.
So wrap-up thoughts for me. I'm a big fan of the car. I don't know how many people will pick this over the traditional gasoline version. It still keeps the same shape, still keeps the same driving dynamics. No, you don't get the 40 horsepower boost for 10 seconds with the gasoline version, but there are small subtle differences in obviously the electric charging port on the front driver's side, where the gas door is on the rear passenger side. I like the vehicle. I have no issues with it. I think just kind of a sign of the times about a lot of manufacturers either fully electrifying or partially electrifying their lineup. What do you got for a wrap-up?
It's a very satisfying vehicle to drive, and granted you're saying it's only 10 seconds that you get that boost. 10 seconds gets you a lot, especially if you're already using so much power and going so quickly.
Yep.
It definitely gives you a nice boost. I love how the interior is laid out. It's modern and clean and sleek, and it does have the interior accent lighting, which is so
good.
beautiful.
We'll do a little cutaway to that. So that means we're gonna have to extend this video by about a minute.
Sorry.
So as you watch that, acceleration is very brisk. It is very quick, very, very linear. So foot down, not a lot of oversteer, not a lot of understeer. And yeah, typical 3 Series.
The thumbs up button if you liked us. Leave us a comment down below. What do you think of the 330e?
Yep.
Would you purchase this hybrid? It is great for the city, for daily drives, but it's also great for long road trips.
Yep. Or would you get it over the electric version, also known as the gasoline version, because there's an electric version. All right, so any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. All the stuff she said. You know,
She
my
sells seashells down by the seashore.
I was gonna say, when I learned that in grade 2, I heard it. I'm like, nope, not saying it. Can't. Done. Anyways, enough about my childhood. I'm not gonna take my hands off the wheel. So clap your hands 3 times. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.